Was it recording?
Yeah, I think so. It's just saying something weird. I was like, what in the world? Because, like, I looked at it and it said record and pause, but I guess it was recording. I just wanted to make sure because there's this famous lost episode that we recorded the whole thing, except we really didn't record it. And, yeah, didn't want to go through that again. But,
Wow,
anyways,
what a
you're
bummer.
talking about Splatoon, the Ink Resistance.
Yeah, so I was gonna say the ink resistance. Do you think that would get a buff, or because I know that I looked on like online, and I guess that had gotten nerf a long time ago, maybe like one of the first patches.
I don't know. I mean,
Cause
either way, I'm gonna still keep using that ability on my Kraken roller.
and do you think that what about the mines? Do you think those are gonna get a buff?
Probably. I don't know. I mean, like, unless if they increase the hitbox of it.
Yeah, because I feel like the mines are pretty bad. Like they're like good, they're like okay on certain levels, but I feel like they're bad overall because you can't reach snipers and stuff.
Yeah.
I think it would be cool if you could like set a mine like further out, especially if you had like what do you call that? Like the tossing one where you can throw stuff farther. You could
Yeah.
like set a mine maybe like a little bit away from you or something.
Oh, yeah, that would be cool.
Or if you could at
Or
least like detonate it when you want to. Or can you do that now when you're setting a new one? I don't know. No, you can't do that, I don't
yeah.
think.
Unless if they
Well,
make a huge change to, unless if they make that huge change to the ink. And I think you said this before. Like, you know how you just place them on the ground?
Yeah.
Yeah, like it would be awesome if you actually throw them as if there were suction bombs or splat bombs, and then they just stay on the ground and just hidden. That would be awesome.
Yeah, that's what I think they should do, yeah. And like you should at least be able to see it if they throw it, so it can't be where because it'd be super cheap if you could throw something that was invisible, but you should be able to see them like at least plant it or something. I feel like
yeah.
if they throw it.
Another thing they're
And
gonna.
now
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
the three new weapons, which is the wasabi splatter shot. So I'm assuming wasabi is gonna be a new brand or something.
Yeah, and dude, that one looks super cheap, man.
I don't like it. I mean, if it had an Exuka, I would definitely
Yeah,
love it.
I feel like that was the only bad thing about it was that special, because that's
The ink
I
strike.
think that's the worst special in the game.
What
Yeah,
was
and
the
plus,
other
It's
new
good,
weapons?
but it's just the worst.
yeah, and plus, I have a feeling it's gonna be really annoying in rank, and
Oh
it's gonna,
yeah,
it's gonna get me so irritated.
Do you see
yeah.
what
I
the
would
other
try
three?
that gun.
Do you see what the
What's
other
that?
weapons were, guys? Do you know what they are?
Wait, what?
The other
I
Wait, which
didn't like
weapons?
ones?
those as much.
What were the other ones?
One of them was one of those guns I never used. It's kind of a long range gun.
Yeah.
Oh,
That,
the blueberry splatter shot,
yeah,
and
like
then
that.
and then the other one's the squiffer, which has a kraken and
Oh yeah, that was super good.
yeah, and suction bomb, I think. Yeah, right.
Yeah, dude, that one was super good. I was like, dude, that's like the rank mode squiffer guy. Although I can't stand the squiffers, I have the bubbler already. Dude,
Yeah,
because the squiffer is tough for me to use.
I suck with snipers, so I'm not using that.
Yeah, me neither. I was like, yep, can't use that.
Yeah, yeah, but either way, I mean, with the wasabi splatter shot, if the either way, I'm still gonna stick with my splatter shot because of the suction bombs. I can like just throw them and stick them anywhere and like against the wall or anywhere. So I might as well stick with that.
Yeah, I feel like all three of those weapons are going to be weapons they introduce that will be immediately put into the rotation on ranked. Because they're all like pretty
Yeah,
good.
Well,
that's true.
yeah, I think I said a little while ago that guy was like crying at that one celebration concert thing for Splatoon, the creator, and he said more content's coming, and yep, here we go. And I think they said they're gonna add new elements to Splatfest, so I'm wondering, will they finally let you keep the T-shirts from that or not?
Dude, that would be cool if you could like get old ones or something.
Yeah,
I
like the
also
ones you
wonder what
already.
else they're going to do.
Oh yeah,
Because, I mean,
that
what were you
reminds
gonna
me.
say?
Like, hockey. You know how you said that would be cool to keep the Splatfest shirts?
Yeah.
Okay, so today I was at my friend's house playing Splatoon. Like I was bored, anyways. And when I was on ranked, because apparently he needed help with his only one match, and then I ran into someone that splatted me, and then he was wearing one of the Splatfest tees, and I'm like, wait, how the heck does he still have it?
You
Dude, do you
probably
think he was a
hacked it.
hacker or something?
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, it didn't affect anything, so I don't know.
Because you know some of them can play as like octolings and stuff if they hack it or whatever.
I was thinking, do you think it could be a Japanese player? Because maybe they're having a different Splatfest or something?
Oh, then yeah, probably that was a Japanese player. Oh yeah, that was a Japanese player, but like, who knows if that was Splatfest going on now or something? I don't know.
Yeah, it could be like the lead up to their Splatfest. You know how you get your T-shirt a little bit early?
Yeah.
Yeah, so maybe, I don't know.
Well, the
Oh,
next
okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Splatfest, I think, is Dragon Quest.
For them?
For us, I believe.
Dragon Quest? Dude,
Yeah,
we
because
didn't
you know
even
that
get that
game's...
game.
Yeah, it's coming out. It just got announced in this... Well, it got announced back in November, and it was in this direct, too.
Is Dragon Quest on Wii U or the NX?
3DS.
It's on 3D. Yeah, 3DS.
Okay.
But yeah, let's go ahead and get to the next because there's like a billion games here. Mario and
Okay,
Sonic
man.
Wii U.
Dude, that game actually looks pretty cool.
It looks awesome.
If it's online.
Yeah, that's it. I agree.
Yeah.
Because as an old man, old Papa over here, I don't get to have many people that actually want to play.
4 hours away from friends, pretty much.
Yeah. So,
I mean, I'm not a big fan of the Mario and Sonic Olympic games, any of them, so I never bought any of them.
Okay.
I mean, they're cool. They're cool enough. I mean, like, I just don't like playing them.
But I'm wondering with the new stuff they added, like rugby, is that going to be awesome? Or like, okay, they had soccer. Is that going to be like strikers?
Yeah,
Or
that's the problem that I had with
volleyball?
the Mario and Sonic Olympics, because I didn't buy it either, but my sister had it. Because, okay, I don't want to make this a long story, but she played basketball for UNC, and they made it to the Final Four, and so she got a free custom Wii that came with Mario and Sonic. And so I played it, and it was like, a lot of the games are fun, but some of them just feel like half-baked a little bit.
Yeah, dude, and they got boxing. Like, if any of those are fun, it could be fun. But the graphics on that look like pretty nice, actually.
Yeah. But it's just a thing that some of them feel half-baked. Kind of like in Nintendo Land, you had some that were awesome and some that were just like, eh.
Yeah, it's kind of like a grab, you just like kind of... You get a bunch of
like
stuff,
the concept for some of them seemed really cool. Like the rugby seemed cool, the soccer seemed cool,
volleyball, boxing, archery, that kind of stuff seemed pretty alright. Yeah. Anyways,
I mean, I don't know if I'd actually buy it. Like I'd have to see the reviews and if it was online.
Yeah.
Or you can just see the gameplays.
Yeah.
Oh wait, never mind. The gameplay was already on the direct.
But that's coming out June 24th on the Wii U and March 18th on the 3DS. I wouldn't buy that on 3DS, I don't think.
Nah, because it's usually downgraded severely.
Yeah.
3DS or something.
Yeah.
But anyways, good to move on. Super Mario Maker update coming March 9th, which is Wednesday. So that's going to have the skewers, the keys, key doors, red coins, and super expert mode.
Oh yeah, super expert mode.
So,
dude, so is that just going to move like a lot of the expert ones to super expert?
I don't know. I don't remember what they said about that.
They just said, "Oh, we're making a new mode called X Super Expert." That's all he said.
Okay, because I was gonna say like some levels I played on there, it's like they're not really tough. They're just really cheap. You're just like, dude, how am I supposed to do it?
But the keys and the key door thing's really cool because now if like say Wave's making one of his boss rush levels, he can actually make you have to fight the boss instead of like skip through.
Yeah, I was thinking that too. That was pretty good. Or don't they have one where you have to like get all coins and stuff like that?
Yeah,
too?
the red coins. Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, so that'd be cool. All these games still getting updates. This next game, The Lost Reavers, which is called Project Treasure, that game looks kind of interesting. It's like the online multiplayer one.
Here's what I wish. I wish it wasn't free to play, and I wish that they put a little more into... Because to me, the gameplay looks pretty cool, because it's like a beat 'em up.
Mm-hmm.
But you just never know if it's free to play, how much, like... if it's going to feel like a mobile game or something.
Yeah. Yeah, bad.
But, I mean,
graphics.
it looks pretty cool. We should actually, like, stream playing that if it's any good or something. Because, I mean, it's free, so we could all get it.
Yeah. And I guess they said there's open beta April 14th, and then the full game comes out April 28th. So
I mean, I could try it if it's like I said. It can't hurt to try something that's free.
Yeah, that's true.
yeah, and that treasure hunting thing could be cool, I guess. It makes me feel like I want to talk about One Piece and Poneglyphs, but we'll get to that. All right, I know Trey's gonna go off here. Paper Mario Color Splash.
Bruh, okay, here's what we got. Here's what we're working with. Okay, Johnny, since you played Thousand Year Door and Hockey hasn't because he's a fraud. You know how at the beginning
It's in the library.
in Rogueport, there's like a bunch of characters all over?
Yeah.
Dude, doesn't this seem empty compared to that?
Somewhat.
I didn't see a single character in that hub world type thing they had.
All I saw was just a bunch of toads and just Shy Guys.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. Thousand Year Door, you had all those interesting looking or not villains, but like shady characters that they had there.
Yeah.
And it had that cool what do you call kind of villain vibe. It was that place was awesome.
Mm-hmm.
This new place, I'm just wondering if it'll be kind of like oh man, I had the game. You know how in Super Mario Sunshine, how you had to or even Twilight Princess, although maybe you haven't seen it quite yet, where you have to collect the Tears of Light and then it'll open up a way. Before it looks dead in the Twilight world, and then as soon as you open it up, it springs life.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if it'll be like that, where if you start painting the town, people will start coming in or something.
Well, that's pretty much it. I'm guessing that's pretty much the whole point of the game, because Mario's hammer just pretty much brings back the color. It's you just slam whatever has no paint, and then it's already painted.
Yeah, but I'm wondering if it's gonna put people in the world too, because that world looks super empty right now.
Yeah, it is. It does.
But
when a game releases, I guess I'm gonna give it a chance. I'm gonna see if it's
of course
good.
I'm gonna play it, and I guess as more of the game comes out, we'll be able to see if it's got all that talking stuff you can do, and those side quests you can do in Paper Mario Thousand Year Door. Talk to that guy in the window.
Mm-hmm.
Did you ever get Miss Mouse on your party?
Oh no, I never did.
Yeah, dude, she was. Yeah.
That's another thing people are talking about. The party members, they're not in again. It looks like, or I guess.
I think I saw one.
I don't think there's any in there. Because I heard a bunch of people talking about it and saying there's no party members again or something.
Well, it was early on, so we don't actually know.
Oh yeah, I know, but.
Yeah, and plus you never know if they'll make updates for Paper Mario some months later. Or, I don't know. You never know.
Yeah, I'm just hoping they have a party. Okay, Johnny, who's your favorite part? Well, I don't know. It might be a little spoilers for hockey, but
it's all right.
Who are your favorite? Yeah, dude, bruh, it's what makes the game awesome. Okay, but who are your favorite party members in Paper Mario Thousand Year Door?
I'd say my two favorites. I would say one is Koops.
Oh yeah.
I love Koops. And then my number one, Vivian, I think that's her name.
Yeah, she was bae. Yep.
Yeah, dude, she's bae. She is. Yeah, I've been using her. I always have her in battles every time. I never leave her. I never get her out of my sight. I'm like, nope, you're staying with me.
Yeah. Yeah, she had that super good. I don't know, the final boss. I can't remember exactly, but it was kind of tough.
Mm-hmm.
But if you use her ability where she could hide you.
Yeah, but that's basically kind of what I did.
Yeah. That was a super good move.
Yeah, that's why she's bae.
Yeah. That game was awesome.
All right, enough about Paper Mario. Let's get on to a better game. Pokken Tournament. Bruh. Yes, let's go.
Yeah, yes.
Pokken Tournament releasing next week, I think. Yeah, next week.
2 weeks.
Wait, no, it's next week. This is the 18th.
Oh yeah, you're right. My bad.
Because it's still early in this week, But
next Friday.
Yeah, they got a bunch of different modes there. They got the Ferrum League, which is the one-player mode where you level up to try and get to the A League or whatever, and you earn stuff to customize stuff, you know, like your avatar and all that stuff. But then they got to practice in the combo system. I got to see some people show that off. The combos look pretty easy, but dude, it's like everybody that got an early review copy of that game is like hot garbage at fighting games.
Wait,
Dude, they're trash.
Aren't the Pokken Tournament combos kind of similar to Naruto Ninja Storm game from PS3?
I don't think so.
No, I don't know. Anyways,
well, I haven't played. I've only played like a couple of those games, and it's been a while. But no, it looked like okay. It would be like down plus Y, and then like over
kinda
plus B, or like, you know.
Kind of similar to Injustice, right? Ish.
It's kind of its own weird thing, I'd have to say.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I can't explain.
I might get it.
Yep, just to play us.
Because I don't like have any connection to any of the characters, and that's usually what I like about fighting games is the connection. But
yeah. Well.
Oh wait, there is gonna be an online rank mode, right?
Yeah, there's an online mode. Yeah, I haven't seen much of online mode because none of the like early review guys could play online, and I haven't seen any of that. But yeah, there's an online mode too. So
I ain't going online rank until I get some practice first.
Yeah. I was telling everybody I'm about to body him in that game. Wave didn't believe me. It's gonna happen. Don't worry.
Chill, hockey.
Yo, you don't know. Back in the day in the Justice, I used to be the heel of the community. Okay, I used to call everybody out.
But yo, man. Back then, you and I were always having close matches, and now this time we're still gonna have close matches.
Yep, I gotta decide who I'm gonna pick. Dude, okay, I need a character.
Better stay away from Gardevoir.
I don't even know who he is, so yeah.
That's like a girly character. Yep, I can't do it.
Who?
You know Johnny likes the females in fighting games. Apparently. Palutena and Gardevoir.
Oh, and then I'm also gonna use Blaziken since he was my starter in Hoenn.
That's the one that you were talking about, Trey, with the crotch thrust thing.
Oh yeah.
Well, yeah, there's a bunch of different zoners and grapplers and all kinds of stuff. So,
dude, I need a guy dude, actually, Blaziken does look pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie. Like as far as fighting style, that's probably who I'd pick because he looks super easy to play with, sort of too.
He's just kind of fast and up close, kind of.
Yep, that's why I'd want to pick him. Because the zoners in that game look super weird.
Well, I already listed out my people I'm going to pick, but of course Gengar is like number one.
Who's Gengar?
He's the ghost purple guy.
A ghost? Is he a little black guy that's like short?
He's purple, dude. He's little purple guy, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Jeez.
Dude, I don't remember what he looks like.
And then I use Machamp too, of course, the big muscly like multi-arm guy, so that's
okay, let me describe Gengar to you. He's he's a sharp purple guy that kind of evil smiles.
Dude, actually, I think that's who I was gonna pick because he looks super cheap.
Yeah, he's gonna look good, but dude, I gotta pick him. He's like one of my favorite Pokemon.
Yeah, I was only gonna pick him because he looked cheap.
Probably top 5.
And obviously Hockey's gonna use his Chorizo.
Yeah, Charizard, of course. Yeah, of course.
And I also was looking at what do you call it, Wrestling Pikachu, because he looked kind of cheap.
Dude, I want to pick him
Libre?
too. Yeah, he looks awesome.
Dude, like literally, I can like already pinpoint a lot of the characters that look cheap already for me.
Oh, wait a minute. I'm curious. Is Pikachu Libre just a costume, or he's actually a separate character?
Got different moves. Yeah, he's a separate character. He's got like wrestling moves. Yeah, he can pick you up and do some crazy stuff.
So there's like no half circle moves, is there?
No, I don't think so. They're
okay, yep, I'm picking cheap characters like that then.
I mean, I
can't say that for sure, but I don't think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's mostly gonna be like D-pad, like Injustice. So.
What?
Yeah, it's gonna be like D-pad, and then like they like when you go to the controls, like for the combos, they like have like the arrows like a D-pad kind of thing instead of like I mean, you could play with the control stick, I'm sure, but
So do you use the right joystick at all?
I mean, you could, but I mean,
I'm not really sure.
Because I was gonna
Yeah, I think
say
that's.
mine is broken, so that would be the main thing I'd worry about.
I'm not
I
really
mean,
sure.
instead of just moving left to right like in Injustice with D-pad, you actually get to move around. So I'm most likely just gonna use the left control stick.
Yeah, that might. I mean, it might be easier. I don't really know. I haven't played it yet. But anyways, moving on to J-Pop Town with Tokyo Mirage Sessions Sharp
Dude, what
FE.
is up with that game?
I don't know. They didn't even explain.
What is dude? Every time I see that game, I still don't even understand what's going on.
And they didn't even explain, say this is the gameplay, this is what you do, and they didn't say. They said if you like JRPGs, you like challenges, you'll like this.
Yeah,
if you like J-pop.
I mean,
music.
I guess. I mean, from what they showed, it looks like it would be kind of cool, but it looks like a girl's game.
Yeah, because based on a J-pop singer kind of storyline.
Yes, I mean, it looks like a cool JRPG for girls, but I mean, I'm not a girl, so.
You interested in that game at all, Johnny, or what?
I don't know, man. I'm thinking about it.
Tokyo
do you even
I
know
mean,
what's going on in that game?
Not really, because the very first time I saw that trailer, before they showed the gameplay, I thought it was just gonna be just like an action game or I don't know, something like that. But yeah, it's not. So I don't know.
Yeah, I don't even know what's going on in that game, and I still don't even know why Fire Emblem is a thing.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know either. But yeah, we talked about Twilight Princess at the beginning there. The next thing was the My Nintendo loyalty program. They just were talking about you can kind of pre-register for
Miitomo
and to be part of the Nintendo loyalty program thing. They didn't really say anything about it, what it was. Mini Mario and Friends Amiibo challenge. Okay, anybody care about that?
What is that? I think no.
It's just a free-to-play Amiibo game kind of thing.
Oh, wait, it's free?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah, I'm getting it.
Yeah, I was gonna say I might try then.
You get it automatically starting March 25th if you get any Amiibo, and then it comes out for everybody.
I have 11 Amiibo, so I'm good.
Well, I think it's they're gonna sell it with the Amiibo or something starting that day. I don't know, but it comes out everybody April 28th. But okay, and then Amiibo cards, Animal Crossing stuff. Isabella, who cares? Yeah. New Nintendo 3DS is getting
all
the Super Nintendo games. You saw that?
Pretty much a bunch of games I've already played.
Yeah, pretty much.
Except Pilot Wings, but I'm not playing Pilot Wings.
Yeah, neither am I.
So
Best game on that list, guess what it was?
What?
Donkey Kong Country 2.
Oh, I should have known. Yeah. Well, I actually dude, I was like, dang. If they had that for regular 3DS, then I could have played Earthbound on the go. But nope, you can't do that because it's only on the new Nintendo 3DS. And I've already bought it on Wii U, so oh well.
You could play Earthbound on the go, or you could play Paper Mario Thousand Year Door at home, which is a better game than Earthbound.
Don't worry, I'll start seeing on that.
And by soon you mean tomorrow?
No.
And by tomorrow you mean 5 years from now?
No,
5 years from now, meaning never.
No.
Yeah.
I'll play it. Don't worry. Pocket Card Jockey, who cares about that? Zero Striker Gunvolt 2, who cares about that?
Actually, I was gonna think that game looks pretty cool because
Dude,
it's supposed to be like a Gunstar Heroes game /
dude, I have no idea.
Side-scrolling shoot 'em up.
I just saw stuff flying around everywhere.
Isn't it the one where you just go into the ruins and then just fight zombie mummies or something?
It's the one that looks like a Mega Man type game.
Dude, not Mega Man. It looks more like a side scroll. Dude, I hate Mega Man games. I said it, okay? I said it. But it looks like, have you guys ever played
Prepare for the hate.
Dude, what was the name of that game? Not Gunstar Heroes, but I mean kind of like Contra, except not as difficult as Contra.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Kind of like the Metal Slug.
Metal Slug, yeah.
Yep. Dude, if it's like that, I might try it. because I love that genre.
I don't know.
I mean, and when I say I might try it, I mean it might get on my back burner. I might never try it.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Okay, other news: Fire Emblem Fates Revelation coming out March 10th, so in like 3 days.
Yeah, that doesn't do anything for me because I still gotta play Birthright, and if I play Birthright, I mean I still gotta beat Conquest.
Yeah, and I gotta finish Birthright and then beat Conquest, and
Yep,
there's more DLC weekly until April 21st. So every week there's DLC all the way until April 21st. What the heck?
Yeah, I don't even have time for any of that because do you even get? I mean, I don't remember, but do you even get points for playing DLC, like stats wise?
I don't know. They said there's like special weapons and stuff.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
dude,
I'm not playing them.
My game is so tough right now that.
All I know is I hear a dog. But
What?
I say I hear a dog. But
Yeah.
But this game, I think Johnny said he was interested in Hyrule Warriors Legends.
Oh yeah, that one.
So that's not the Wii U version?
No, it's 3DS.
I mean, it's basically related to the Wii U. They just moved it to 3DS, and they just added some new characters.
Yeah, I mean, it's basically the same game with new stuff. And actually, you can transfer the new characters from 3DS to your Wii U version. So that's like telling you how much of the same they are, you know?
Yeah.
I've never been a Dynasty Warriors fan, man.
Funny part is I never owned Hyrule Warriors on Wii U, so I don't know.
And Nintendo finally said the word season pass because they said that you could get like all the DLC with the season pass there for that game.
Yeah, so it's coming.
It's
DLC.
Coming. Yep.
DLC.
Brace yourselves.
And that's March 25th. Disney Art Academy, May 13th. Okay, I'm sorry. Moving on. Bravely Second, coming out April 15th. No, dude, I hate that game now.
Wait, yeah. Bravely Second? You don't like it?
Okay, I played Bravely Default. If you didn't, wait, Johnny, do you listen to these podcasts? I've been ranting about this game.
The last podcast, I did listen to the last recent podcast, which is like what, 2 weeks ago, I think.
No, it was this past week.
I haven't listened to the recent one yet.
No, I'm just saying I've been complaining about Bravely Default for a while because I was trying to beat that game, and I spent like 30 hours in that game, and it's just a bunch of grinding, and there's no real reward with the story. It's like you do the same thing 4 times over for the main story. And this game is in the same world as that game. The same world. The same locations and everything. It's like the same.
Dude, that's what Golden Sun did.
Yeah, and literally like all they did was like add some new jobs and like a new story. But the story's not even like that big of a factor in that because you hardly see it because you grinded so much. Dude,
oh yeah,
Sorry, go ahead.
Oh no, you can continue. My bad.
I was ranting. I was gonna say I like the art style a lot, like and stuff, but it just wasn't enough to keep me. I just rage quit. So I'm not diving any deeper in that pool. You were gonna say, Johnny, about that game or what?
Oh yeah, isn't like Bravely Second basically part 2 of Bravely Default? No, is it?
No.
No, right?
Yeah, it's a sequel, but I don't know story-wise how it relates, but anyway, yeah, Dragon Quest VII is coming to the U.S. That's the first Dragon Quest game coming to the U.S.
All right, guys, before you talk about Dragon Quest, my time is up.
Oh, man.
Yeah, it sucks.
Hey, go ahead and plug your YouTube channel if you want.
All right, guys. You can follow me at JEHernandez1282. You can also follow me on Miiverse at JEHernandez1282. And I'll be playing mostly Splatoon, Mario Maker, Smash, Pokken. Well, when it releases.
Yeah.
Yeah, and yeah, that's it. All right, guys.
Thanks for coming on, Johnny.
I'll see you on the squad side.
All right, thanks for having me, guys, and you too, Trey. I'll see you on the squads.
All right, peace, man.
Boy. All right, peace, guys.
See ya.
See ya.
Yeah, so have you played Dragon Quest like on an emulator or something before?
I've played, dude. That can't be the first one ever come to the U.S. I know there's one on Game Boy Advance way long ago, because I played that because the same guy that let me play Golden Sun let me play Dragon Quest. It's like got those blue, you know those things that are in Zelda, those little green things that usually jump around?
Yeah.
Those choo-choos. It looks kind of like that, except it was blue.
Yeah.
He let me play it. I thought it was pretty cool, but, I mean...
They said in this one, the art is by Akira Toriyama, you know, Dragon Ball guy?
Yeah. He's the same one that did Chrono Trigger.
Yeah. But, dude, I'm wondering how good it is, because it didn't look too appealing, like, you know...
I mean, I didn't really see any of it.
The way the gameplay looked, it was like it was like behind, either viewpoint was behind the three characters, like facing outward, and then like you're fighting.
Wait, it's not top down?
No. Well, it's
That's
top
weird.
down for like the overworld part, like where you're going and walking around the towns and stuff. But then when you're like fighting, it's like you're behind the heads of like all your characters, and you're fighting against three other ones. So I don't know. That was kind of strange.
Well, is it turn-based?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I mean, I guess it doesn't really matter where because in my opinion, Earthbound literally has the worst like viewpoint I've ever seen in RPG.
Yeah, it's got it.
Because you didn't even see your characters. You're literally just seeing a guy with like a spazzed out background going burp 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 burp.
Yeah.
Tell me Earthbound does not have the worst battle music of all time. Just every track is trash.
Oh man. But anyways, yeah, I might check that. I'll wait to see more gameplay and stuff.
Yeah, I didn't see any of it, so I gotta look at it before I buy it. Right now, I'm like so busy with Fire Emblem, anyways.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you there. The next Monster Hunter is coming out though. Monster Hunter Generations, which is already out in Japan, is Monster Hunter Cross. It's coming this summer. And I guess
I was gonna say nope. I don't touch Monster Hunter. After playing that demo, it seems okay to me. Monster Hunter seems like a great game.
Yeah.
That's hidden behind the most awkward, janky controls of all time. Just horrible graphics.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. It seems like something I would like, but it's like too deep of a well to dip into. But yeah, and that game's, like I said, already out as Monster Hunter Cross in Japan, and I guess they're making like Marth costume or Marth appearance in it somehow. I don't know, something like that. Metroid Prime Federation Force. Did you see that shown off?
Yeah, dude. I don't know what's the hate, dude. That game actually looks pretty cool.
Yeah, I was gonna say I agree. I think it looks pretty sweet now.
It looks like Triforce, except like I don't understand why a game like Triforce doesn't get hate.
Because it was made by the guys that make Mario Strikers, so yeah.
Yeah. Hopefully they struck gold like they did in Strikers and not the Wii version.
Yeah.
Dude, the Wii version was it was awful. Fun, but it wasn't soccer.
It was fun because it was a jank. Yeah. The shenanigans.
Yeah, I think the game looks pretty cool. You know, they have that weird soccer multiplayer game that looks almost like a rip-off of that one game that's popular.
Yeah.
You know that game that's popular now?
Rocket League?
Rocket League.
Yeah.
Kind of looks like that. I mean, I know they made Strikers first. I know Strikers was like the first arcade soccer game, but yeah, I just wish that I don't know.
Well, they said that there's gonna be, so you're gonna have like kind of roles like in RPG, you'd be like a healer or a mage or like somebody. You're like, I guess because of or like warrior or whatever. It's like because of what kind of equipment you get, whether you like at the beginning of the match, whether you decide to carry with you all the missiles or like the repair capsules or whatever. So, dude, it seems like the healer would be the bad job in that crew. But
Yeah, I was gonna say like, nope, not me.
yeah, we'll have to find us a healer. Maybe.
Yeah, I was gonna say, how many players can play at the same time? Is it three?
I think it's 4 together.
Dude, that game looks pretty awesome.
Is it? Might be 3.
Kind of reminds me of a mix of Triforce and that Dungeons and Dragon game I played.
Yeah, it looks pretty fun because of the monsters and stuff. I mean, I hate the character design for the main squad, but it's mainly just to be able to tell, like, oh, that's that guy because he's blue, that guy's red.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me of, you know, those those superheroes. There's some of those toys that the superheroes were like extremely bulky body type things.
The pop things, the pop figures with the big heads.
Yeah, superheroes like Batman, something like that.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah, doesn't it kind of look like that?
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like. I guess that's maybe why people don't like it. But to me, it's not supposed to be. It's almost like a spinoff.
Yeah.
You know, where people have no problem with Triforce, but
it was also just because of the confusion when they first announced it, like what is going on.
Yeah, but I mean, I guess I didn't think that, but I mean, it looked really bad when they first showed it, but it looks a lot better now.
Yeah, because I think we were hating on it when it first came out too.
I mean, to me, it was just the combat looked pretty bad. Like, you know, like the Metroid series isn't like known for its combat. You know, especially after playing Prime, I realized that combat was not a thing that was, you know, key. But, you know, this game looks like it's a little more combat focused in the same way that the Zelda series really isn't combat focused, but Triforce, you do fight a lot more than you do in regular Zelda.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, and have you played any of this next game series, which is Rhythm Heaven?
Nope.
Yeah, and like everybody's like praising the Rhythm Heaven series that I've ever heard talk about it. So there's Rhythm Heaven Mega Mix, which is like apparently like a kind of like all-star, like best of kind of mix of the Rhythm Heaven games. It's coming out later this year, so it's supposed to be really good. I'm not really a rhythm game person,
3DS?
but yeah. Mm-hmm.
Dude, I would play it if they, instead of calling it Rhythm Heaven, they gave it like a name, like Elite Beat Agents, and they put songs in it from like Earth, Wind, and Fire. We're like, dude, that game is awesome.
Yeah, I know.
DS game of all time.
But apparently, this music in this is good. But yeah, because I think when like if you listen to anything IGN, Jose Otero talks about that game all the time, Rhythm Heaven.
Yeah, but, I mean, I might try it. I'd have to look at some videos first.
Yeah.
See what it's like. If it might be made by the same people that did Elite Beat Agents. I don't know, but yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, final game, Kirby Planet Robobot.
Yeah, that's a mouthful of a game.
What'd you think?
I didn't even see that game. What was it on?
3DS.
I'm definitely not play it. Kirby games, they're not my thing.
Yeah, they're like too easy, kind of slow paced.
Like we said before, dude, if every Kirby game was like that Wii game, dude, and you just put more enemies on screen.
Yeah, we had co-op and stuff. Yeah, I would probably get it if it was like multiplayer online or if it was like, you know, on the Wii U or something. But yeah, I don't know if I can get it on 3DS. Although the robot abilities they showed off look pretty cool, and the amiibo stuff was pretty cool. Like, you know, each amiibo that you scan in, like Mario amiibo, give them like firepower, of course, and all that stuff. But probably can't buy it. Probably just gonna survive on Fire Emblem this year on 3DS.
Yeah, I mean, some of those games, out of all the ones you mentioned, the ones that I would try, I might see what Dragon Quest looks like. Because if it's a good RPG, if it's like getting rave reviews, I might pick it up.
Yeah, I'll look at that one too.
Or like the Samus game, I gotta see what the reviews look like. If it's fun, like Triforce Heroes, I might pick it up. But other than that,
Rhythm Heaven, I'll look at too.
Yeah, that's another one. So that's 3 potential games I could buy if they're getting good reviews.
Yeah.
But right now, I feel like where were these games last year? My 3DS was like, going on Smash
Oh,
Bros. Fumes.
what am I saying, dude? I'm gonna be carried by Fire Emblem all the way till Pokemon Sun and Moon in freaking holiday season. Yep,
Yeah,
dude.
because Fire Emblem is like, like man, especially when you play it on hard, especially Conquest. This is not, my first complaint when Fire Emblem was announced, I was like, dude, they're literally like splitting the game off. I don't want to buy that because they're splitting it off and it's gonna be half baked. But dude, this is like a full game that I'm playing.
Yeah,
Conquest, like
very
dude, it's so
beefy.
tough.
And I think Birthright makes up for its like I guess like
Short,
challenge with how much you can do in it, like
yeah,
with all the extra stuff that you can do in it, all the extra grinding and
yeah. And this game definitely makes up for that with it's just like crazy challenge. Like the challenge is like so much. Like I don't want to say it's like weird because it's not quite a chore playing like Xenoblade is,
yeah,
but it's really you can't just go in and say, "Oh, I'm gonna play some of this." Like for me at least in Conquest, you gotta like say, "Okay, I'm going to take over," and you play the level 5, 10 times, and you fail 5, 10 times. You're like, "I'll be back tomorrow." You do it again, but every time you'll like go back to the hub world and do something. But
yeah.
that's why my dragon and everything is so buffed up because I literally can't advance in the story half the time. So I'm just like, man, I gotta do all this stuff.
Yeah. What was I gonna say? Oh, before that, I guess before we dive off too deep into somewhere, I was gonna say, what do you think overall of like the 3DS lineup and Wii U lineup that they've announced for spring and summer here?
I just think the Wii U one is weird because it's pretty solid, but it's like, dude, like, we're waiting for the NX. Like, we don't care. I feel like they keep doing that to Paper Mario over and over, where they'll send it out when literally no one is gonna buy it when they send it out. They say, "See, well, this is why we don't do it because no one buys it." It's like, dude, it's like literally the end. Like, most people don't want to buy it at the end.
Yeah.
The exceptions being like Pokemon, because like let's just face it, a lot of casuals are gonna buy the Pokemon. Like, dude, you're just like Smash Bros. You're gonna have like a ton of those casuals that want to just make their own Miis and stuff like that. So you're gonna get a ton of sales regardless. Whereas a game like Paper Mario, it's weird because the casuals will come in, but if it's like Thousand Year Door, you got a lot of hardcore fans that want to have that challenge, I guess.
Right. Yeah. Well, it's all right for now that they have heavy, well, not heavy, but like a decent lineup because it's only through summer, so or mostly only through summer, so the last half of the year, we don't know if they're really going to have anything too big, other than of course Zelda, Wii U, probably,
Yeah,
and
like
Pokemon. It'll probably be Zelda, Wii U, and Pokemon to hold them over for the holiday season. Then they'll switch to like full NX mode.
yeah, I mean, because as far as like the 3DS is concerned, the 3DS, I thought they were gonna like write the 3DS off, but dude, at this moment, I almost feel like they don't need to kill the 3DS off, man.
Yeah, so it's been around for a while, and it looks it looks like from the rumors and stuff the NX is gonna be mobile as well, but I don't really know yet for sure. So I don't know.
Yeah, and I wouldn't, dude. If I was the one making the business move, I say there's no way I'm killing the 3DS off, like because Pokemon like sells itself. Like people buy the 3DS for Pokemon,
Sure.
you know. So then you're always gonna get the new generation of kids that it's
And
gonna be their first 3DS type
and
thing.
don't you feel like if they were trying to promote like a new mobile NX, like a new mobile system, that they would have put the Pokemon games on that new system instead, like the new
Well,
Pokemon that's coming out
technically, what was the last Pokemon game on the DS?
on the 3DS,
On the DS,
on the DS. Probably Black
was
and
it
White
Black and
2. black and white too, I
Yeah.
think.
They remember when the 3DS had just came out or something, that they put it out on the DS. Remember, the 3DS was getting atrocious sales, and they put the new Pokemon game out on the DS, which was like, dude, why did you do that when, the 3DS was like, because they were saying, oh, well, not enough people have it. It was like, dude, people would have went out and bought a 3DS for Pokemon.
Yeah, they should use that like as a launch title for mobile games for sure, or for mobile consoles for sure. So I'm kind of, but I mean, if that's true that they did that before, maybe.
Yeah, they literally did, because I remember, like, because, of course that wasn't a reason for, I had no reason to buy a 3DS. The only games out were, like, Star Fox 64 and Ocarina of Time, two games that I'd already played and beaten.
Yeah.
And so, yeah.
Well.
Yeah, I just think, it's smart because, you have a huge, like, fan base that already has a 3DS, but it's dumb as far as getting people to buy the NX.
Mm-hmm.
Like, dude, do they not learn?
I don't know. Well, but do you think, so you think it still is true that it's going to be mobile too, or whatever?
Dude, I don't even, like, honestly, I don't know. Like, a lot of times Nintendo, I can kind of guess. Like, when I say I can kind of guess, I mean, Nintendo is, like, its own thing, but, you can still kind of guess. But with the NX, we've heard so many rumors and rumors of rumors that, it's got a handheld portion.
Yeah.
And it's not, and it doesn't have a handheld portion, and then it has like game leading tech, and then it's like barely as powerful as Xbox One.
Well, speaking of Xbox One, they said they're like giving up on the console race. I think like they're gonna make it into more like almost like a PC, almost like they do with iPhones, where they have like a new edition like all the time, and they're just gonna like upgrade it. So I don't even know.
Wait, what?
Dude, you didn't see that about Microsoft?
Well, I saw something about that, but I didn't take it as that. So if they gave up,
so they're like making like all the, like they're trying to unify their
Windows
Microsoft with like their PC and their Xbox and all that stuff. So I guess they're gonna have like the same games on like PC and Xbox, and it's gonna be like they're gonna have like new editions like all the time, like kind of like PC does, where upgrades, but it's like I don't know. So,
dude,
it's like blurring the lines between PC and Xbox,
Yeah, but dude, I gotta say that Nintendo should have learned from them. Was that Microsoft literally did not learn. Like, the reason why the 360 outsold the PS3 was because A, it like launched earlier, and B, it like every 360 kept breaking, and so everybody bought like 3 of them. And so that what do you call it? Man, what do you call it? Like inflated sales. And then two, it was like, the PS3 came out so horribly where you only had the choice of like a Wii, or if you wanted an HD console, you had to get the 360. It wasn't until later that the PS3 started catching steam. And so at that point, a lot of people already had, and it had better internet than the PS3.
Yeah.
So you had all that going in its favor. And then, it also had like great exclusive games like Halo and Forza and what do you call it? Gears of War. But then, and like Dead Rising. But dude, by the end of that generation, Halo was garbage, and Gears of War was no more, and Forza was like like a niche genre, and then Dead Rising was no longer what it once was.
Yeah, they have like no exclusives anymore.
So by the end of it, they had no exclusives. They have no no type of support in Japan at all. In Europe, let me tell you guys, I lived in Europe, dude. You guys think everybody here loves PlayStation? No, you go to Europe, it is all about PlayStation, man. Dude, you think they GameStop? They'll give the Wii the small portion, dude. You go to Europe and it is PlayStation everywhere in stores, and it is hidden anything else. So it's forcing you to buy a PlayStation. So yeah, I just gotta say that Microsoft was stupid. They got no exclusives because that crap, which is dude, what's that game called? That fighting game for Xbox.
Oh, Killer Instinct.
Yeah, dude, that is trash, man. And then losing Street Fighter, dude, you put the nail in your coffin by losing Street Fighter, man.
Yeah.
Because didn't most people play fighting games on 360?
Yeah.
Yeah,
because
so
it ran better.
Yeah, so that literally forced people to buy a 360 if they're in the fighting community. But now that you don't have Street Fighter, dude, how did Microsoft, with all their millions of dollars, not let that get away? Dude, that's like letting Madden or Call of Duty get away. Dude, you cannot allow for that to get away. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Yeah, Sony poured everything into that game.
Yeah, but I can't. Yeah, I still can't believe. Yeah, dude, are you serious? They gave up.
I mean, that's what is really weird, the way that he was talking about it. But I mean, that's what everybody's saying. That's the word on the internet,
Yeah, and also they went with Connect again. When I was like, oh man, that was a nail in their coffin, man.
Yeah.
Well, they had too many nails in the coffin, but dude. So it makes me wonder what's going to happen in this console race, because
he said you'll actually see us come out with new hardware capability during a generation, aka they're gonna upgrade them during whatever, during each generation they're gonna upgrade it a lot, kind of like I said, iPhone and stuff like that. He talked a lot about PC too.
I technically always wondered when they were going to start doing that.
He says, we look at these other ecosystems out there like mobile, tablet, and PC, and we see that they have a very continuous evolution cycle in hardware, whereas between console generations, most of the evolution is making it cheaper and potentially making it smaller. Both are meaningful, but don't make the games play any better. If you look at PC specifically and see the evolution that happens there, there's no reason why console can't ride that same curve. And I gotta say
that the problem with that is that's the thing that makes consoles easier to begin with, because you have one unified, it's like what we had to learn in school about the assembly parts or whatever for cars.
Yeah.
You have a unified thing, so it makes it easier. Where PCs, you try to get a game, it's like, oh, my computer can't run this. Well, my computer I bought last year is already too old, so I can't play this. So if you bought a PlayStation 3. Or you bought a PlayStation 4 X year, you know that even 5 years from now, your game should still be able to play it.
Yeah.
Whereas I feel like that's kind of the problem you'll run into if you're doing that, is that you'll get the mom that's buying the son that new game and doesn't know that it needs to upgrade. Or the guy at GameStop might be like, well, does he have this upgrade? She's like, I don't know.
Yeah, it's like you segmenting his audience, right? Say there's a game that will only run on the latest stuff, then have the older Xbox owners can't play it.
Yeah, it's kind of like the new 3DS and the 3DS. Why Nintendo doesn't really want to give too many exclusive stuff to the new 3DS.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, because then I can't play Xenoblade, which I found out I don't want to play Xenoblade anyways.
The original, I guess one of the guys that originally worked on the Xbox said he spoke out about it too. He said Microsoft tried to make them do that when they were originally first starting the original Xbox, and he was fighting it and said they don't want to do it like that. But he's now it's sad to see the console go down like that or whatever. Basically saying it's the end.
I just think that Microsoft just never understood console gaming at all.
No. They just
never did. Yeah, they literally just threw money at stuff because, they still never have, they got lucky with Halo, but they still never have a true, what do you call it? like franchise like person. Like PlayStation doesn't really have one per se, but they just have more of a brand like loyalty than Xbox does.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I feel like Nintendo definitely has like the brand. Like they've got where I don't feel like Sony could pull off a theme park like Universal.
Right.
Oh yeah, we forgot to mention that.
Yeah, I guess I don't remember what they said about that, but yeah, that's pretty cool with all Nintendo stuff coming to Universal there.
Yeah. Like I said, Nintendo's the only video game company that could pull that off because PlayStation, dude, if they did one, it would have to be filled with just Call of Duty and like EA stuff and Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean Nintendo has the best IPs. I mean that's no doubt.
Like by far.
I was like looking at this gaming store, like this game store that popped up in the mall. It's like I don't even know how they're still operational. They basically buy stuff secondhand and then like charge you more for it. But anyways, they just like popped up in the mall there, and I looked at the store, and on the front there was one or two other characters that weren't Nintendo characters, and there was like 8 and 9 characters on the front of the store that were Nintendo. I was like, dude, that's crazy.
Oh, but I did forget that Minecraft is Microsoft. Microsoft bought Minecraft.
Yeah.
But the problem with that is that they're stupid and letting other people dude, who greenlit for Minecraft to be able to be on other consoles?
I don't know.
Dude, that's like letting Mario be on PlayStation and stuff.
Yeah, I mean it's already on mobile and stuff, so everybody has it on their phone, so nobody even cares. So.
Yeah, so dude, that's bad brand management, in my opinion.
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
But anyways, dude, so how about that One Piece chapter?
Yep. Dude,
that was crazy.
Yeah. So it just made me feel like we're getting close to the end.
Yeah. Because then, when they said, this has the road to, Rapto or whatever, I was like, oh, snap. I was like, dude, how the heck are we going there that fast? And then they're like, oh, there's 4 of them that you need to get.
Yeah, that made me think of a video game RPG. And, every video game was like, there's 7 of them. That was the first thing I thought of. I was like, dude, I feel like I'm playing a video game right now.
But pretty much, Oda told us, how much longer it's going to last. He's like, okay, basically, we got to take down these 2 bosses, get those 2 pieces.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking, too.
And then he's like, there's going to be 1 more after that. And then that's a wrap. And I was like, dude, that's crazy.
Yeah, it's like a weird feeling, coming to the end. But I gotta say, there still is a little leeway that you can expand there.
Yeah.
Only because you can make one arc go on forever. Just to do, Dressrosa says hello, because I've never mentioned that before. But
I mean, I'm sure Dressrosa lasts 2 years. I'm sure each one of taking down Kaido and taking down Big Mom will be at least 2 years each.
Yeah, but like I was gonna say was that okay, I was gonna play devil's advocate here, but if you had three of them, couldn't you technically just guesstimate where the middle is? I mean, it's not like there are 4. I mean, unless it was there are 4 keys, you actually had to go there and do something.
Where that just
for light to hit a certain spot, and then if you had 3 of them, you could technically find it.
Yeah, it's like that classic thing where you set the stone in this thing, set the stone in this thing, and then when they're all together, it pops up something like in a video game.
Yeah, I was gonna say, technically, can you know that it was right there?
Yeah, I mean, that's what I was thinking too.
And then another thing I was thinking, okay, but the Grand Line or the waves and sea wasn't supposed to be ever set in stone, so technically, couldn't it be moving constantly type thing?
It wasn't supposed to be set in stone.
That's why you need a navigator, because you can't just say, on the ocean there, that I could just go here in a straight line and go to this island. It's supposed to be a crazy ocean.
Well, yeah, I thought it was just because of the crazy weather and the crazy things that are happening everywhere.
Yeah, but it's supposed to be like that still in the sea, anyways, because that's why they need the log posts and the eternal
Yeah,
post type thing.
yeah.
So I'm like, dude, so does that mean that it would be like moving constantly type thing?
I don't know. Could be. It might be. It might just be the fact that Nami's gonna be top tier navigator at that point, so she can beat it.
Yeah,
I
and
don't know.
I was gonna say too is that, no, but I was saying that's why I was like, why, like, could a map be, no, could you technically find it unless, would it be moving constantly? So say even though you had them all lined up, wouldn't it be like lined up but moving constantly type thing?
To be honest, I think we're just overthinking it.
Yeah.
I
But
would
I
have
mean, a
probably
lot
didn't
of
even
stuff
think
he
about it.
did, he overthinks and like,
Yeah, I know.
calculated. But I was also gonna say that technically, shouldn't Robin's bounty be the biggest in the series?
Yeah, because they said that thing about like everybody's gonna be coming for you.
Yeah, like, dude, but we are like, dude, everybody should have already known that by now. So technically, her like bounty of 80 or something when she first got, dude, it should have been like higher than
10
dragons
billion.
from. Yeah, it should have been higher than dragons already.
Yeah, because
Like,
she's the only one that can read that stuff.
yeah, dude.
She pretty much like, if they took her out, then like the world government could reign forever.
Yeah, so technically shouldn't. Yeah, so technically shouldn't her bounty be the biggest by far?
Yep, I agree.
Yeah, I was gonna say, how is it not the biggest? And then technically, shouldn't people have been going after her like crazy? If that was the case, because they never really went after her like crazy.
Yeah.
Like when the Marines were what was that? Like the worst generation when they all met up on a sea body.
Yeah.
Shouldn't they have been
Chapter.
like trying to secure her like crazy?
Indeed. I mean, yeah. In a logical sense, yeah, they should have.
Like, dude, that's not just something like, dude, like, they went crazy about Ace and Luffy but dude, it was literally her. That's, she holds the key more than anybody. Yep. So does that mean we're getting Robin arc again type thing?
I don't know. I think she'll just
Because you
continue.
think they'll make that a more plot point that would be pushed more towards the centerpiece now that we heard it type deal.
Yeah, maybe. Could be, man.
And I had another thing too I was gonna bring up, man. I can't remember. It was another devil's advocate type thing, but oh man, I had it.
Another one of those like, in any, if we take like this to its logical end, then
Yeah,
this would
like,
happen, that kind of thing.
because this chapter just like flipped a lot on its head.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say, we're oh man, dude, crap! I just had it on the tip of my tongue, but I lost it. But I was gonna say, did they? Oh yeah, man, what's his name again? The kid, the samurai kid.
Momonosuke?
Yeah, were they reacting like that to Kaido before? Like, this couldn't have been the first time we mentioned Kaido in their presence, could it have been? Were they always reacting like that to the name of Kaido? Because, dude, like, if they heard that name, like, they've
I
obviously
don't
seen it
think,
before.
I don't know if they were reacting like, wait, were they reacting like that to name of Kaido, or were they reacting like that to the fact of like them talking about Odin or whatever that had got killed? I mean,
Dude, well, I mean, he was there, so they would have been reacting. They would have had some strong hatred for him.
what do you mean though? I guess what's your exact, like, what part are you talking about exactly?
No, because they were talking about when they talked about his dad, they got
Yeah.
really mad and were like, can like who's the other guy? Some guy that we haven't seen yet, a samurai. He's probably gonna be like the next villain maybe that we have. And Kaido were the ones that killed him. But if they said that Kaido was there, then wouldn't you think they would have gotten a more strong reaction to Kaido even back when we mentioned him? Let's say on Dude, Punk Hazard. Because, I mean, I'm pretty sure, when did we first start talking about Kaido? I mean, we knew about Kaido a long time ago, but, you know, in the New World, it started heating up. So, were they ever there when we started talking about them before? Like, wouldn't you think they would have implied, or at least, like, made a face, like, up Kaido?
They might have. I don't really remember because the one who was generally talking about Kaido was Law. But, I mean, I don't remember if they were ever in, like, the conversations or not, like, at that point. But, yeah, it seems likely.
Yeah, like, I feel like, I don't know. I just feel like this whole flipping on the head of that not really being his dad and stuff, I feel like I have to go back and watch or watch/read Punk Hazard
Yeah.
and see if everything, because I feel like a lot of it is just changed a lot. I don't know.
Yeah. I know what
Well,
you mean. Like,
yeah, like just the way that you even look at that whole relationship they had now. You know, because I remember them like crying when they first saw each other, being the whole father-son type deal, and just I'm like, dude,
but
like,
you gotta think, you know, he's gonna cry when he sees him because he honors him so much or whatever.
yeah, but I mean, I just don't remember that, like, even like a glimpse of that being
It
his
not
superior
being
type
that.
dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I'd have to like look back at that relationship type deal.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like I said, like, not to be nitpicky or be that guy that, like, you know, looks at every little thing, but I'm just like, man, there's like chapter, just like in one chapter, it literally just flipped a lot of the way you think about stuff.
Well, remember the other reveal of him not being uh his son, of him being the son of Odin, whatever, was like the last chapter before this.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, well, I mean, that's still
But
that
yeah,
too,
there's
but
still like a lot in this chapter, yeah.
yeah, like, I feel like the recent chapters, we've just had like a ton
Yeah,
of stuff just like
crazy.
flipped on its head.
Oh yeah.
Like, you know, the whole fact that we just now figured out that Sanji is apparently, like, you know, been like had this family the whole time that he's never told us.
Yeah.
That Robin has been the most important character in the crew, even more important than Luffy. And then, I mean, what's next? Like, Nami is like the daughter of like the, you know, because technically Nami's an orphan
Well,
too. So
you know
technically, we
what?
can find out that Nami's like parents or
I was just
someone.
thinking about what you said earlier about them. Why didn't they come for Robin like crazy before? But, you know, I guess Oda was thinking, well, we did kind of have that whole arc of, you know, Water 7 in his lobby where it was pretty much about them taking her. So he was like, yeah, that's enough of that.
Yeah, but still, like the Water 7 guys should have been known that though. You know, so they should have put even more people there. Like, you know, or even the killer, like, dude, like, you know, there should have been, like, you know, it should have been the war arc that we had over Ace should have been over her, because she's even more important than Ace.
Yeah.
Think about it. Like, you know, they got Whitebeard and all that stuff, dude. She's even more important than that.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you really think about it.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you know, like, so that's why I'm saying that just literally flipped a lot, you know, because
Yeah.
there's like zero argument that they should have had that same stuff going on for her that they had for Ace.
Yeah.
Oh, and I gotta say that, you know, you had to think about it when they first showed the chapter, the first one, we see her like Sabo and
Oh,
you know,
my goodness.
yeah, I was like, dude, so we literally just talked about bringing him back or not bringing him back.
I was like,
The first
no,
thing I had
don't.
to see.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
I
was
thought
just a
that girl looked cool, but I was like, dude, I don't care about Sabo, man.
look around the world thing. So
Yeah,
thankfully, it's only gonna be like a 1 week thing.
yeah, but I still can't even like just off his smile. I can't even get what he's supposed to. Maybe because I didn't see the anime of it really. But what is he supposed to be? Is he like a Luffy character? Is he like? Cause that was like a Luffy smile.
Yeah.
But is he supposed? Oh man, I forgot to ask you. Have you read? Well, you probably don't. But have you read any of the bonus, like the little One Piece chapters
Which
that come
one?
out? You know, like the Rock Lee chapters.
No,
You
I
remember those?
don't think so.
Well, there's like One Piece chapters that come out. They're pretty hilarious. And in one of them, they had like Luffy, Ace, and Sabo in it. And it was like fan service to the max of just having those three fight together and all this. I was like, dude, and it was like, oh, let them have. Dude, you even like they don't mention that on like a One Piece podcast or anything.
No. What? So where are they at?
Well, you can find them on Manga Stream. Well, actually, Manga Stream takes that stuff down. But
What's their title though? Like what is the series?
oh man, I don't know what it's called. It like me like One Piece special celebration type stuff.
Hmm.
So it's kind of it looks like that Attack on Titan show, High School.
Yeah.
It looks kind of like that where they all got big
It's like a
heads.
spin-off kind of thing.
Yeah, but I mean
but it's done by Oda?
I'm not sure if it was done by Oda, but it's definitely got the same One Piece comedy to it. So it's not like filler.
Yeah.
But like filler is trash. But it's like definitely got the One Piece humor and stuff in it.
Speaking of humor, I think dude, that one Luffy face in the panel when I'm looking at right now, Usopp was like going crazy and he's like, oh well okay, so we can copy the photoglyph, we'll just make a quick copy or whatever, and then we'll run away before anyone realizes it, and then boom, you're Pirate King, and then Luffy has this crazy face, is like so bad or whatever. It was hilarious. But another thing, like the new jokes that I like, with Momonosuke, where he's like, asking for all this respect, and then like the Straw Hat crew just don't want to give him any respect. It's hilarious. I
definitely gotta say that like all the stuff I'm saying, like it's not that I'm like mad. I'm just like I'm just like so glad we're advancing the story.
Dude, I forgot to mention we finally found out who makes the poneglyphs too.
Oh yeah, well, okay, that's another thing that I was wondering. So does that mean that he could join the crew? Because if you think about it, his like level of importance and the level of his people's importance just skyrocketed that chapter.
Right, I thought that too, dude.
Like everybody in that chapter just like super skyrocketed. Like either like Robin skyrocketed, he skyrocketed, his people skyrocketed. And Kaido, I guess, like the rivalry, because we didn't really have a reason to hate Kaido as much besides Binks, but his reason and importance skyrocketed. Like everything just like skyrocketed.
Oh yeah.
And the fact that his dad was apparently in like Goldie Roger's crew or something.
Yeah.
Okay, that was another thing that I have. So, dude, what could the One Piece possibly be if it's some, like, dude, is it, like, dude, it can't be something like friendship. Because, obviously, he died over it. And it was some secret that he couldn't tell them. So, what could it possibly be? Is it some secret to the world? Is it, like, is it the will of the D? Like, what is it?
Dude, I don't know, but dude, they're trolling me this time because like I was thinking the same thing. I was like, dude, that's the place where where Raftel is. I was like, dude, that's where the One Piece is, and like then Luffy says, so it's finally time to the place where he might find, and he says, or might not find the One Piece. I'm like, dude, what? So it might not even be on that island. Like, dude, what? Dude, what are you?
I'm like, dude, so I'm like, so is it not something like friendship?
Dude, it's not friendship.
Dude, so
He's
it's
not that lame.
Like, but could it like okay? So what? It can't be something physical,
dude.
Because obviously Goldie Roger died. Okay, he died.
I'm thinking it has got to be something of the secrets of what happened in the Void Century and how to unify the world for good, kind of thing.
But why wouldn't Goldie Roger be able to do anything about that?
I guess we'll find that out later.
And then why would it be some secret that he could sit like, dude, okay, what good would it do to pirates? Like, besides obviously selling it, what purpose would he have of holding it against them?
Of holding what against who? What?
What purpose would he have of dying for that secret? Okay, that's what I'm saying.
I guess he would want to see it, like, come to fruition. Like, he wanted to see somebody make it happen.
So I mean, so let's say if it was like, because that seems like the most logical thing of like, uniting all the oceans and making it all blue. Well, let's say the pirates get that. What necessarily would it do besides them selling it to the government or something? Like, could they make it all blue or something? Like, that wouldn't necessarily be bad.
Alright, well, here's my theory. I think it's just because, like, I think he made it so, like, a bunch of people go for it, but it's one of those things where only the pure, true hero will make it. And then, like, once you make it, then, he'll be the right guy to lead them in that and, like, overthrow the government and bring everything back. But
yeah, but still, I was gonna say, but what? Okay, let's say if it was like one of those things where it only appeared, but what good would it to tell them? Like, let's say if you told them, it wouldn't matter because they wouldn't have the pure hearts. So they couldn't get it anyways.
I guess he was hoping that it would be one of them would be good. But
And then with that, why couldn't Rayleigh just tell him what it was? Like, I know he was like Luffy didn't want to know, but if it was something like that, why can't he just? And I'm not saying that we want to know because obviously we want to know like that. But I'm saying if it's something like that, why can't he just tell him?
I have no idea. Maybe he wasn't ready for it, but I mean, I guess he did say he could tell him, but then Luffy was the one that refused to learn it. He was like, I don't want to know. I want to get it, kind of thing, or I want to get there or something. I don't know, but dude, we're asking about like the end game.
Yep. Well,
if I knew the answers, then I would be not reading anymore because I'd be spoiled. But yeah, those are good questions. I just don't know the answer.
Yeah, because because I never actually, even watching the show, I never actually cared or wondered. But the fact that we were getting close, and the fact that he's saying that he died, means that it's something that automatically became important to us now. Because for me, the One Piece was like, we'll get to that when we'll get to it. But the fact that it's something that you could die over and give your life for, when they say, tell us what it is, and he won't say. It can't be something like friendship, and it can't could it be something physical that you literally couldn't let fall into the wrong hands?
Right. Something that could something that's so powerful that it could shape the world for good or bad, kind of thing.
Yeah, but then I was like, if that was the case, then why didn't Goldie Roger use it? Because that's what makes it confusing to me.
Because what you're saying is Odin kind of went to his deathbed with the secret.
Yeah, so he went to his deathbed. So what could it have been? Why not tell your son about it or something? I mean, of course, you could say that he wouldn't know if his son would be good or bad, but yeah.
So are we sure that he was killed because he wouldn't tell him the One Piece? I mean, that seems likely, but...
I mean, we don't know, but I mean, that's what it said. At least that was the cliffhanger we were given.
Yeah, that was the very end, wasn't it? He learned the secret of the world there, so... Yeah, he probably was killed because he wouldn't say about that.
I mean, we don't actually know for sure, but that's what, because... as we know, Kaido and his men, if they think that you know something that, they're going to kill you for it, even though, as it turns out, they kind of have a hunch for knowing what, we're being right, I guess, as far as that goes.
Yeah.
Yep. It makes you wonder.
It makes you wonder, indeed. Yeah, I think.
And so, when did that happen? That happened a year ago, in real time or their time.
Well, when he was killed.
Yeah.
Did it say any kind of time period? I don't know.
No, I can't remember. That's why I was asking. Because obviously, Momosage, how old is he? Obviously, he was born at the
that's good.
time, I'm guessing.
Oh, yeah.
And so that means his dad would have to be pretty old.
Yeah.
And that would mean... Okay, does he have a mom then, or what's the deal there?
I don't know. We could ask that about a couple other characters.
Well, I mean, I'm saying she would have to be alive recently or something. You know, I was like, moms are usually dead in One Piece. But
yeah, I mean, it could be. Not that recently. How old is he? Like 10?
yeah, that's what I was saying. Because how long was the time skip?
Less than that. 2 years? Is that what you're talking about? That time skip?
Yeah, so like, how long was the time skip? Then how long ago was the beginning of the series?
In real time?
Like their time.
Yeah, like in that time kind of time? Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Like, was the beginning of the series like 4 or 5 years ago in their time?
I don't think it was that long. No, I don't think it was that long. But I'm not sure.
Yep. Like, this. Oh, and another thing is that did he ruin it with giving Robin the surprise face? That one way back, because you know now when she's serious, you're like, dude, I can't buy it. She was got the surprise face. Like when they all had the Inaru face. Remember that chapter?
Kind of.
I don't remember what it was about, but they all had the Inaru face. I remember that.
Right.
Because you know how like half the crew was like going crazy and half of them were like, not.
Yeah.
At one point.
Yeah.
I was like, dude, they already did the Inaru face. Like Robin already did it.
Well, yeah. Robin's kind of definitely getting some different emotions now.
Yep. Hashtag female Kappa.
all about the emotions. Yeah.
Yeah, but
yeah, you know about that.
I was gonna say, yeah. So okay, what's the deal? Okay, I hate to beat the bush. What's the deal with Sanji, man?
Oh my gosh.
But dude, he has a man. That's valid. That is valid.
That's not valid. It's only like dude, it might be like 3 or 4 chapters. Maybe like 3 chapters.
No, dude, that's valid, dude. It's valid. You say that, but dude, he literally was not in for a year. Then he had like 3 chapters. And then it was like, dude, no, it was not more than that. No,
but he was like the highlight of every chapter. And then, like, dude, he's gonna be in this next part. He's gonna be like.
But dude, is that where we're going? Like, who knows now? Like, dude, we got all these like
we got the 2.
We got all these Fire Emblems branching paths right now.
Yeah, I was gonna say we gotta gather the Triforce shards right now, the Tears of Light.
Yeah, I was like, you can't just drop, because, the thing is, I know it's like, bring it back to Naruto. We said Naruto, they literally had a linear path where there's nothing branching out there. But right now, we're having so many branching paths that no matter which path they pick, you're still going to be like, well, dude, what about this?
Yeah.
Now, because you don't just drop the Wano Kingdom thing. About the One Piece thing, and then expect us to want to just go see Sanji. But you don't just go to the Wano Kingdom thing and expect we're not going to be wondering what's happening with Sanji.
Yeah, there's going to have to be a split, man.
Yeah, but dude, it's like, are they going to split the crew? Because either way,
know.
You know what I mean? Like, dude, that's a valid point that, you don't just drop, like, you would think that would be a bomb that you would drop near the end of the Sanji arc.
Yeah.
But you don't just drop a bomb like that and then be like, oh, now we're going to Sanji now. It's like, dude, like, why? Like, you can't just drop the bomb. Like, we've got a poneglyph here. There's only
bombs.
Because also the way, because, okay, let's say if we knew that Kaido had one of them, you should be like, well, of course we should go to Kaido.
Yeah.
But if we know that only Big Mom had one, we should just go to Big Mom. But the fact that they both have one means that both paths are legit. But
Yeah.
technically, you have to go for Sanji because he's your crewmate.
But I was gonna ask, dude. They said that last one that was unknown where it was at. Dude, do you think someone else has that last one?
Yeah, oh yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Dude, who
has
is it?
Dude, here's what I was thinking.
Who
It
is
seems
it?
like the world government would be sitting on something like
Yeah,
that.
dude.
So I was
I
thinking
thought
that could be a
so,
way.
dude. I thought
Yeah, I was
so.
thinking that could be a way to tie it towards the end
Mm-hmm.
because if you have, because how many bosses are there left? There's only like you could say,
Blackbeard and Akainu,
yeah.
and
So yeah, well, I mean, I guess they're kind of a fusion of each other.
yeah.
You at the end, you had a three-way standoff between the three
Mm-hmm.
or something. You could do that, or like a huge war where you're fighting over that last one or something.
Yep.
Or you could have one where you're fighting it, and then you get it, and then as soon as you get to Raphael, you're having that final clash there. Or you could say you get it, you have a clash there, and then after you get there, whatever One Piece is, you're going to fight the final battle.
Dude, and I was like, dude, maybe Kaido is gonna kind of do a crocodile thing and join Luffy's side and like,
I thought so too, but dude, he's
cause,
done too much that it's
cause,
impossible now.
yeah, cause he said like he wants to see a war happen or whatever. I thought they were alluding to like that final war, but I was like, dude, but yeah, now he's like chop some dude's head off or kill that dude. I was like, no,
Yeah, dude, that was the same thing with Big Mom, where I was like, saying maybe she could be good, or even like Kaido, he hadn't really done anything bad. But then after the whole Mink thing, he definitely did. And then after the whole, what do you call it? Yeah, killing the samurai dude, he definitely did. And then with Big Mom, it was the same thing. She technically hadn't done anything bad until you realize the way she operates for Sanji's family, etc. So it's like, yeah, both of those guys are definitely villains. Like, not crocodile-esque villains where they can come back. Well, I mean,
yeah,
it would be too late for them to even come back at that point, anyways. But you know what I mean.
yep,
They definitely can't jump teams.
yeah. Yep, dude, One Piece got freaking crazy.
Yeah, like this little last chapter literally broke the game. It literally did. It broke the game.
Yeah, dude, was Blue Fire going crazy? You get to talk to him about it?
Well, I didn't. Well, I gotta admit, I was a fraud. I literally just read it before I jumped on.
Oh, for real?
And I did that too because I was like, I seem to forget a lot when we talk about it because I read it at the beginning of the week.
Dude, I was
like,
wondering how
I
you
don't
remember all this stuff.
Yeah, that's why. 'Cause I literally just read it. Normally, I'll be like, dude, what the heck are you talking about? Like, I don't remember his name or who said that. Yep.
Yeah, of course I just read it today. I read it at like 1 o'clock today, so.
Yep. I just read it at like 9 o'clock today.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So I was gonna say that, I'm definitely wondering because I feel like we've been here for a while now of let's go save Sanji, but wait, there's more, but wait, there's more, but wait, there's more. Oh my dude, where are we going?
Yeah, and then Jack is probably coming back or like he's alive.
Yeah.
Like, dude, what's going on with that?
Yep. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying is that, that's part of the problem is that you can see the pros, okay, with where to go, Kaido versus Big Mom. You gotta say, even though the arguments, you gotta say that you gotta go crew member first. So that puts Big Mom's priority ahead. But after what they did to the Minks and like the way they just wrecked their whole village,
Mm-hmm.
and he's terrorized, and he killed his dad and all that stuff. It's like, dude, and he's literally living in their kingdom. Like, dude, can't you say that you gotta go there first too?
Yeah.
Like, dude, you know what I mean? Like, cause Sanji, dude,
But dude, if these are these final, these are like the final 2 arcs before the final arc, or like something like that, right? then dude, we don't want to like miss out on having the whole crew for any of it.
Dude, that's been my point too.
I mean, yeah.
Like, that's why it's like with Sanji being gone, it's like, dude, that's so weird. Like, there's a split. He's shown that he won't take us away from Luffy, so you can't just get a half arc. Because let's say if Luffy went to Big Mom and they went to Kaido, then you know that whatever was happening at Kaido, that it wouldn't get finished. They're just gonna get bopped. By the time he got there, they would already be like out of the picture because they got bopped or something.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, so like, that's why it's like tough to understand what's even happening right now as far as where they're
Yeah.
gonna go.
Yeah, dude, it's crazy. I don't even know. But, yep. So I know we do One Piece stuff. Obviously, we still want you to listen to us, but I definitely got to say, there's this one guy on the One Piece podcast, like, that he's like lives in Japan and he works for like a bunch of columns for like, like OnePiece.com, like some other stuff, and he like knows all this stuff, right? Like, and he's been on like One Piece trivia show against like the editors of the series and like beat them and stuff. So he's like super trivia dude, right? About One Piece, like super knowledgeable, and he predicted like the Momonosuke was actually the son of the leader of Wano, all that kind of stuff, like way back in like Punk Hazard. And he's on the episode tonight, so I'm wondering what he's gonna say about it and what's all this gonna happen. So I might come with some info next time.
Dude, I was gonna say I don't even know how like you can predict some of that because we didn't really
Yeah, I don't know
know
how
if
I
that
could
would
do
even
it.
be important. You know what I mean? Like,
I
yeah,
mean, it
as
might not
far
have
as
been.
I
It
was,
was pretty far back though. I don't know. It
yeah,
was,
like as far as I'm concerned, we didn't know that their kingdom would have that type of importance. So let's say if he was the prince or not, it would be like, well, who cares or something like join the club apparently.
yeah,
But now that he's prince of their kingdom, it kind of catapults the significance of the story, I guess.
yeah, oh yeah. But like we said before, we haven't really had like those type of characters join the crew, like the Rebecca, Vivi. Those characters get left behind, So
Yeah,
I don't know if he can join the Straw Hat crew or not. Other than, of
yeah,
course, he'll be an ally. But
yeah. And I mean, I know there's like the one more character that has to join, but I'm just like, dude, I don't feel like we need anybody else. Like, especially if you're near the end, because that's like the thing I always complain about with Brook is that he missed everything. That if you join the crew now, you literally missed everything.
I feel like, I was just thinking about it. They definitely set it up for like when they take over the world and like the epilogue where they have it like in the future of like the improved kingdom and how it look, or the improved world and how it looks, because every kingdom that they've gone to, I think they met like super young future leaders, so that when they have the epilogue, then they're going to be the leaders of the land, and they're gonna
Yeah.
yep, dude, set up perfectly.
Yeah, but yeah, that's what I'm saying is that or at least they get the end game of bringing their army to help, raise your hands, give me your power type thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm like, dude, do we need another crewmate? Because
I don't know if we do.
I honestly don't think we do, but I feel like he might give us one because it's the same crowd that wants us to have another crewmate. It's the same crowd that was begging for Sabo to return.
I mean, and technically to match with Roger's crew and Shanks' crew or whatever, I think it's like one more that we need. But if he is gonna do it, dude, it has to be before these two arcs, or at least during the Big Mom arc or the next one. Big
Yeah,
Mom
yeah,
wanna.
because I mean, dude, they missed Dressrosa. Oh, well, to be fair, everybody missed Dressrosa except But they missed a huge arc there, and so they can't afford to miss another huge arc.
Yeah.
Because it literally makes them a tag along character at that point.
Wait, did Brooke miss Dressrosa, didn't he? Like most of it.
Yeah, dude. So he has not been.
Dude. Rook
Dude, he has
is
not
a
been in
fraud.
any arc, dude.
Yeah.
Dude, wait, yeah, because dude, no, he has not been in any significant arc.
Nope.
Dude, he's trash.
Nope.
Dude, he's
Yep,
trash.
he
Oh my
is.
gosh. I just thought about it, dude. He's trash.
Dude, he's literally been in nothing.
Yeah, dude, he was.
He was
He
in Fishman
probably.
Island and Punk Hazard, dude. Dude, Fishman Island and Punk Hazard. Fishman Island, known for being one of the worst arcs, and Punk Hazard's not even really like a whole thing.
Yeah, Punk Hazard was just. And dude, no, he was even separated for the crew that whole
Yeah.
time.
My gosh. Oh my gosh. Yeah, because wasn't he like falling in some snow or whatever, and he was like,
Yeah.
dude. Dude,
He's a
Brooke
trash character.
is trash. He is
He's a
trash,
trash
bud.
character, dude. I feel like,
Oh my
Dude,
gosh.
Law's been in this series more than he has, man.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, Brooke. Dude, if you're just strictly a manga reader, I don't know why you would like Brooke, because he gets a significant buff in the anime because of like a good voice actor and like anime fill-in scenes where he gets more jokes and stuff. But
Yeah.
dude, in the manga, he gets no love.
he gets the
Dude.
10-10 treatment. You know, where if you
Yeah.
watch the anime and Naruto, you're like, 10-10's a cool character. She's more. But if you strictly read the manga, 10-10 had no part
Like, who is she?
whatsoever. Yeah, dude, she was not even in the series, man. If you read the manga, she was like, trash tier.
Yeah.
And even Hinata, to a certain extent, had nothing doing in the, in the manga until like she got catapulted to the top because of the fans.
Thinking about Naruto, and like in relation to the new game that came out with like 50 billion characters, like, dude, did he just bring back all those characters in that final war arc so it would be easy for merchandising to be like,
Dude,
yeah,
dude, you didn't think that was what I was thinking when the game, and that was the main reason all those characters, because you always complain he introduced so many characters. That was literally for the game, man.
dude, it was, wasn't it? Oh my
Because
gosh.
he gave every character a special, like a special, like a mini special, stuff that you need to
Yeah.
have for a game. He gave it to everybody, and even Asuma, he gave him a little more stuff to work with for the game. And even characters like Zabuza, he brought back so that they could have more game material. Like you'd have undead Zabuza type.
Yeah, because I think they realized that none of the characters had enough meat.
Yeah, because a lot of them, like they do in the DBZ games, that a lot of their moves become because reason moves or because reason specials out of nowhere. So he had to give, that's why he gave Hinata that fight versus Pain where she was fighting so that she could have moves for the game. That's why Sakura came in at the end doing what she did so that she could have moves for the game.
And for the anime, probably,
Yeah. Well, I mean, the anime, they could have added her in anyways, but,
But,
just so she could have moves for the game, pretty much.
But, dude, why? Oh my gosh.
I feel like with One Piece, like, dude, that's my main reason why we don't need another character. Because I feel like Law is enough. Like, I feel like Law has really, like, I don't see, at this point in the series, I don't see where Law actually leaves. And I'm not saying he travels with him, but I don't see where his crew doesn't, like, just kind of tag along.
Yeah, speaking of merchandising, freaking Law. Dude, he's a freaking fanboy material there.
Yeah, well, I would say, I normally have problems with those characters, but I feel like, as much as I complain about the Dressrosa arc, I didn't like Law until he got bodied. Once he got bodied, he became a better character to me.
I mean, I admit I like Law from the beginning, but I wasn't one that was like, oh, he's my favorite character,
Yeah,
But, my brothers.
I honestly hated the character. I hated the character until he got bodied by Doflamingo. Then he became a likable character. Because he was too OP and his moves were too OP.
Yeah.
And so, he
just
just
like
wasn't
Sabo,
likable.
who hasn't got bodied yet.
Yeah, and so once he got bodied, he became a likable character. Like, I still don't understand what were the flaws in his moves, but I just understand he had them. Okay.
Because reason.
Yeah, because of the reason I don't understand the logic of why he got beat, but because he did, he became a better character.
Don't
Dude, I
understand the
still
logic
understand.
of how freaking Doflamingo took that freaking special surgical crazy attack and it was supposed to freaking rip out his insides and still kept moving, but whatever.
Yeah,
Because
dude,
reason.
I don't understand. Like, a lot of that
No.
I don't understand, but I just know that. Yeah, like he became a better character because he got bodied. Okay.
Yep. Oh yeah.
Like, yeah, that's what Sabo needs, and that's the problem that it creates because if Sabo gets bodied, then the character
And
that bodied him automatically becomes super OP.
dude, the Jinbei people that want him to come back, like we said, they need to shut up. Just stop.
Dude, they cannot be anybody begging for him to come back,
Dude,
man.
there are people out there. I see them. Dude, they're on Twitter. They're on
Dude,
everywhere.
no, you're lying to me, dude.
Dude,
There's
they're
no
out
one that
there.
wants him to come back.
Dude, they're out there. They're like, is Jinbei coming back? When's Jinbei coming back? Yo,
Dude, no,
Jinbei. It's
no.
about time. Yep.
So, dude, he was really in the crappiest arc, dude. That's when his main arc was literally the
Oh,
crappiest
yeah.
arc, Fishman Island, dude.
Oh, yeah. And it's partly because of his freaking boring storytelling.
He's a
Dude,
trash
sat around there
character.
in the forest all day freaking sitting there listening to him. And he, oh my gosh.
Dude, what is up with that character?
I don't know. Jinbei, let me tell you a story.
Dude, is that what he sounds like? If that's the case, then I gotta say I actually want him to join the crew, okay? If he has a Cookie Monster voice,
Dude,
that's
no,
awesome.
he's got like a freaking, like you and you listen to this Japanese version, he's like,
Dude, I actually
like
don't
that.
remember what
So,
he sounds like, to
dude,
be
he sounds
honest.
like an
Like,
old, grizzly old man, like, oh my gosh. That's what
yeah,
he
I don't
sounds
remember what
like.
he sounds like.
Jeez. He's just,
Hey, that character.
I don't know.
Yeah, but yeah. So the thing with One
He's
Piece,
fat.
yeah, it's like, dude, like I said, that even though nitpicking, at least we're advancing the story. That's literally all I care about, man.
Yeah.
Is advancing the story as opposed to Dressrosa, which did not advance the story. Like it did in its ways, but you just felt like we had too much fatigue there. And here, we know that we're not going to be on this island forever. Like, the fact that we're leaving this island soon is good enough for me. Like, it's nitpicking to say where are we going next. But the fact that we are known that we're leaving, whereas we're Dressrosa, I thought that they were going to say that Raptor was Dressrosa for a second there. I thought, no
It's hidden,
pirates are going to come there, man.
it's hidden underground. We have to wake up the biggest toy.
Yeah, dude, that arc was too long.
Yeah.
Whereas right now, we know we're leaving this mink island.
Yeah.
We're going to see new scenery, even though we haven't fully explored this place.
Yeah, I was gonna say we might stay here a little longer if Jack decides to come back for round 2, but
I think he could, but I just don't think it's the time for it. Yeah, I just don't think it's the time for that, man.
yeah, I gotta say, like I said, I don't know if I said on the last episode or not, but some people are interested in Jack, but dude, to me, he's kind of like, yeah, why should I really like him so far? He's not really that impressive to me. I
Yeah,
mean,
he's borderline. Not saying he is. He's borderline on Bellamy right now.
yeah, kind
You
of like
know,
bland. I don't
not
know.
necessarily bland, but he's the Bellamy to his Doflamingo type thing.
Yeah,
So
I
it's
mean,
like,
he's an underling, yeah.
yeah,
Yep,
yeah,
he's
he's not enough Grimjaw to be like, that underling or the Vegeta to his Frieza, where he's the underling, but you're still like,
Dude, I feel like,
he's got potential.
and he's got the billion bounty, dude. Now I feel like we're just gonna get stupid levels. Like,
Wait, who has the billion bounty, Jack?
yeah, he's a billion. Yeah, he's got the
Bruh.
billion bounty. He's like the first one to have one that high. He's the highest bounty that we've heard. So Kaido's gonna be like 10 billion, 10,000 billion, whatever. It's gonna be stupid. It's gonna get up like so stupid high. Cause dude, if his is if his is a billion, Kaido's at least has to be 100
Did they
times that.
explain why his is a billion?
No, they didn't explain it. It could be some technicality, I guess, but
Because, dude, like, that means Robin's is already higher than that, man.
I mean, yeah, it's got to be there at some point. Got to be higher than that.
And, dude, bull crap that his is higher than Luffy. Dude, no, bull crap, dude. Why would his even be higher than Luffy?
Dude, you don't remember that? Everybody's going crazy about that when it was like, he's $1 billion man. He's $1 billion man. Yep, he's like, he's got.
I mean, I probably just like glanced at it and like looked. I didn't have the bounties memorized. Well, I'm just saying, dude, bull crap. That is higher than Luffy.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Gonna
Like,
have to build.
They didn't really give me a reason why.
Yeah, like we know he did the stuff with the minks, but there was no people there that saw that.
Yeah.
And so you could say he destroyed an island, but so what? Luffy destroyed pretty much an island. When he did that to CP9 or whatever, like, dude, that alone in the war would catapult him higher than him. I'm sorry, dude.
Yeah.
Because everybody knows who Luffy is, whereas, like, not everybody knows who Jack is. They don't know Jack, okay?
Yeah, and apparently there's some, like, card thing that goes even higher than, like, the Flamingo. Like, there's some card thing where, like, with the underground characters, like, where there's other underground, like, Smile Factory system and all that kind of stuff. You know how Doflamingo had the cards, obviously, and then he was Joker. But then, what's his name? Jack is Jack. And then, so, well, Ace is dead, so we don't have Ace. But no, I'm just playing. But
that's messed up.
Yeah.
And we already have Mr. 2 and Mr. 3, yep.
But yeah, we're probably gonna get a king and queen, or unless Kaido's king or whatever. But and his like underlings, Jack's underlings, like one of them's like Jin Rummy or something like that. It's like a card game. Like they're all card game related, I think, something like that. But yeah.
Yeah.
Like Sheep's Head is one of them, and I think that's like a card game, some kind of foreign card game or something. Yeah. Anyways.
Yeah. There's just be a Mother May I, okay.
Go fish. Go fish. It's just like a bunch of fish.
Yep. Dude, I was gonna say, okay, not to bring it back, no, but dude, are we gonna get more of? Okay, I know this is like countering my arguments I always make, but are we gonna get more of the guys from Dressrosa? Like, at least the villains? Like, dude, I feel like those are some of the most interesting villains we had since Arabasta, at least.
Yeah, all of the Flamingo's family.
Yeah.
Well,
Dude, can you think of any
villains
that we've seen that have been as interesting as that in the series? Because the Sky Island villains were pretty generic. They just had their weapons. And CP9, they were interesting, but they were more. They were interesting, but they were more of like, I don't want to say bland, but they were more.
Yeah, like,
what do you call it? They were more zone users, and zone users can only be, so interesting.
Yeah.
Whereas, the ones on Dressrosa were just like freaking nuts. Like, you got a guy in a diaper, okay?
Oh, well, we had plenty of him, but yeah, that one girl, Baby 5, married one of Luffy's alliance members, so we'll probably
She
see her.
did marry him?
Yeah, remember?
Dude, I
They
remember
like
her like
became a
going crazy
couple.
about that. I
They
remember
like
her being
they like became a
remember her
couple
being
or
a
something.
super stereotype of women are useless and need men, but I don't remember anything else.
It was like Sal. I think a guy's named Sal or something. I don't remember. I don't know, but yeah, I think we'll see them again. They'll probably pop up. At least some of them. Not like.
And do we think they'll be good when they pop back up? Because we know Doflamingo can't, but I feel like some of them,
Yeah,
like
I
definitely
think.
the guy in the diaper. And do you think they're gonna squeeze ways in to be like they didn't actually do anything? Wait a minute, did they kill what's his face? What's his
Oh,
name? Remember, Doflamingo's brother. Did they help kill?
Corazon?
Yeah, 'cause, Baby Five technically wasn't bad, even though she was there when Law was growing up. But what about the others? Did they pull a what do you call a Hachi for any of them besides her? Where they technically were guilty by association, but because reason we say it wasn't their fault.
I have no idea. I don't remember, to be honest.
Yeah, because I mean, let's be honest, Hachi still was guilty by association, man.
Yeah.
I mean, let's be real. Let's call a spade, carrying over the card game thing. Hachi needs to be in freaking impel down. Don't call it a spade a spade.
Yep.
He needs to be impel down.
Yep.
I mean, he's a cool character. He's nice, but dude, he was okay. I know he's an octopus, but he was an ostrich there, man. He had his head in the sand, man.
Yep. I don't
He
know.
had his head in the sand, turning a blind eye to what was happening. He was.
Yeah, I mean, I agree.
Dude, I mean, can you think about it? Corazon could have used that same excuse instead of just let it slip by. Like, oh, it wasn't bad. I was just like, But dude, he actually did something. If Hachi was a real man, he would have done something.
Yep, he's definitely
Instead, he's a fish man. We all know what happens when you give fishermen their own arcs, okay?
Yep. Oh, yeah. That means everybody freaking jump ship. Yep. Everybody leaves the series. Dude, oh my gosh.
Okay, I had to do it because I heard no one calling Hachi out. We all just kind of sat and accepted it. But I'm here to like put the truth in our eyes, okay?
Yep. Well, I mean, there's a couple other characters probably like that are like, they've done something bad that we kind of overlooked.
Dude, no, there are no other characters because Crocodile, he wasn't good. He was just helping because he wanted to. And you think about Mr. 2, he really didn't. And he
What did he
still
do?
at least took his punishment.
Yeah, did they ever say what he did or anything like that? Or like...
Although technically they were kind of helping destroy the whole city.
Yeah, because didn't he like impersonate the king and all that?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Well.
But what happened to her mom, though? Was she already dead? Was she a typical mom in the anime that's already dead? Or is that mostly the dads?
Dude, you got me. I don't remember.
Yeah, I can't remember. So, yeah, but I don't think he actually killed anybody. The Crocodiles didn't actually kill anybody there, did he? He was trying to.
Dude, I can't remember.
But that was back when One Piece really hadn't killed too many people.
Yep, that was back when Pelt arrived.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Early One Piece, nobody died, man. Like, unless it was like, what do you call it, before the show started.
Or in flashbacks.
Yep, like I said, before the show started.
Yeah, I was going to say, yeah, so pretty much the One Piece rule is you can die in flashbacks or,
yeah.
Or in like a pivotal moment of the story. That's about it.
Yeah, because now, we're having a lot more death, like the fact.
Are we?
Well, I guess, That's a good point. I was gonna say we didn't have that, but of course we had CP9 where his dad had died. Wait, who killed his dad?
Who's dead?
Frankie's.
Was it his dad or was it just the Tom guy?
Uncle Tom?
Uncle Tom. Uncle Tom.
Dude, I just really said Uncle Tom, okay.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Uncle Tom, Kevin, yep.
Okay, there, okay.
Okay, they already went there in their minds, it's okay.
Yeah.
So it's all right.
What was it, dude? What was his name? It was like Uncle something, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was Tom.
Dude, no, it wasn't.
Yeah, it was Tom. I mean, I don't know that he was
I
uncle.
was making a joke. Okay, but yep. Uncle Tom.
I don't know that he was uncle, but yeah.
Okay, yeah, well, okay, so we had Tom there. And so, who killed him? It wasn't Lucci, was it? No, it couldn't have been Lucci.
Spandam killed, wait, didn't Spandam kill
Oh,
him?
yeah, it was his dad, right?
Whose dad?
Spandam.
Spandam's dad?
Yeah.
I think it was Spandam himself.
Oh, yeah, because Spandam's dad killed Robin's, like, village, right?
Something like that, yeah. I have no idea. Something like that. But yeah, I don't think anybody's really died except for Ace.
I'm trying to think. Well, yeah, oh, no. Oh, yeah, that was a flashback. I was going to say the queen from Fishman Island, but yeah.
Yeah, because it seems like a lot of people die, but they don't because it's happened in the past. So that's his way he gets out of it.
Yep. Because nobody actually even died in the whole mink thing, right?
Nope. Just got limbs cut off.
Yeah.
The four-legged animals became two-legged animals, but that's about it.
Yep.
Or whatever happened to them.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, because nobody technically dies in the series, besides Ace. Yeah, well, I mean, once the series started.
Yep.
Yeah. Yep. I can't think of anybody else.
I think that's it, because, yep, only exception was going to be Pale, but he survived.
Yep. Dude, what about what happened to Doflamingo? Oh, didn't he get saved? Dude, bullcrap, why?
He got taken away to prison or whatever.
And who was Jack saving then?
Jack was trying to save him, but he got beat.
By who?
By the world government, by, wasn't Akainu with him? But I know that at least, the other admiral was with him. Blind dude, what's his name?
Oh, okay, yeah.
Because he was taking him back, remember? After Luffy beat him or whatever, and then he was about to take him back. But I don't remember if Akainu was there or who was there, but he, they said, Kaido. They said, Jack sunk a couple of the ships, but he ended up getting beat. And remember, they pronounced him dead, but he's not really dead or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
So, that's the story.
Yep. In other words, thank goodness for those admirals being there, man. We cannot let Doflamingo out of Impel down ever.
Yeah.
Dude, although I gotta caution Higgins that as strong as he is, dude, it doesn't even matter if you take away his devil fruit. Okay? I give him the sea stone.
Oh yeah. He's cheap.
Yeah. Best character in the series.
His organs are being kept together by freaking strings.
Dude, I forgot about that, man. Why did you bring that up, man? Oh my gosh.
They're being broken down and repaired every second.
Dude, why?
Springs or whatever. So.
Dude, I forgot about that. Dude, he's so freaking cheap, man. Why?
Dude, yeah. So he can pretty much rebuild himself from scratch. He's like freaking Majin Buu.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I always thought Majin Buu was dumb.
Yeah, dude, who are you, dude? I don't think, have I said before that the two, maybe I mentioned that the person that can change into other people was the worst, but the regenerative
Oh
is
yeah,
also.
they're
Dude,
freaking
I'm
bad.
not sure which is worse. Actually, regeneration might be worse. I always hate
Regeneration's
that.
freaking cheap.
Yeah, because it's always like, when it's the good guys that has it, it's always crappy. But when it's the bad guys, they can never die.
Yeah, it's like Piccolo can just, regenerate in his arm, but it takes forever for him to do it. But freaking bad guys
Yeah.
can regenerate from a
Oh
freaking
yeah.
little tiny speck.
Yep. Yep, it's always cheap. Or when Naruto has it look like other people, it's cheap. But if a bad guy does it, then they can ruin everything and make this person cry and think they don't really love them and all that, like they always do in the shows.
Yep,
Yep, it becomes cheap.
yep.
Yep, I hate those tropes the most. And those aren't even like anime specific tropes. Those are like every tropes or every like form of media, and I always hate those.
Yep. Me too. Yep. Dude, another news, my dog just freaking peed on the floor. So I gotta clean it up. Oh, boo.
Yep, and dude.
Hey, boo, man! I don't
Yep,
want to do
dude,
that
I was
voice
just
like
about to
you
say,
said.
you had missed the obligatory boo thing. Yep.
Me going to eat you now! Yep, dude, I hate boo.
Yep, me too, but I think I gotta call it a night because I gotta work.
Alright, yep, think about big, pink, bubbly characters not named Kirby.
Yep, and by think about pink bubbly characters, you mean I hate all pink bubbly characters,
Even Jigglypuff.
especially Jigglypuff.
Yep. Well, you pick her in Smash Bros. Sometimes.
Yep, this would be a fraud because
Just
that
for the
character's annoying.
lulz. Yep.
Yeah, that character's annoying,
Yep.
and her side B is super spammable.
Yep. I was joking with Kai, like, well, not really. I was like, yep, Mr. Mime should be in the game. I know you don't get that reference, but it's basically a super lame looking Pokemon or whatever. He's like, why would you want that? It's like, just a troll or something like that. And I was like, yep, exactly. Yep. Trolling is half the fun. Always. But anyways, I'll let you go. Yo, why don't you go ahead and plug your stuff? Where can people hit you up at?
Yeah, I can find me at the TK Studio and my pirate game at RoronoaTrey15.
Yeah, that was a good name. I wish I named mine that.
Or you can find me on YouTube at RoronoaTrey. Apparently, it's Trey Roronoa.
Trey15 Roanoa, actually.
Yep. Or you can find me blocking cats on Twitter, or talking about me blocking cats on Twitter at RoronoaTrey15. Yep.
Emo girl tweets, yep.
Although I gotta say, I had a new story to tell y'all for today about. I went to the gym today and I saw a certain lion. Let's say that. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. So I saw a wifey numero. Yep. That's it was pride.
Okay. Cool.
Yep.
Alright, so I guess y'all can hit me up on email if you got any questions, OPkingshaki@gmail.com. On this YouTube channel, of course, the TK podcast is here on the YouTube channel, KingsHaki and RoronoaTrey15. Also, I'll be doing Smash content and, of course, Pokken tournament content when that comes up. I'm sure I'll be doing some of that. I might do a Child of Light playthrough, maybe see if the Wii will work with my game capture card and do like a 1,000-Year Door playthrough. That would be sweet, something like that. Anyways, also you can hit me up on Twitter at Kings_Hockey and on Twitch at KingsHaki and Miiverse OPkingshaki, and that's it. We're out.
Whee!
Peace. All right.